Alrighty, guys, welcome back. Earlier, we were talking about Justin Fields and the Steelers, and now we're going to be diving into Pat McAfee trying to lure Bill Belichick into a weekly spot on an ESPN show. Bill Belichick has been the talk for a while, and as we've mentioned him a couple times
He's been a talk at
on the
off
show.
season, yes.
So Bill Belichick was shut out of the latest NFL coaching cycle after parting ways with the Patriots and will not be on the sidelines for the 2024 season, bearing a late unforeseen firing. That led to speculation about whether the notorious coach will take a television job next season, with NFL's networks Ian
Ian Rappaport.
Rappaport, yeah, saying
He,
on January 28th he wouldn't be surprised if Belichick ends up on TV. Pat McAfee wants to make sure he'll be the one to host Belichick if he decides to go that route. Um, McAfee said, "I'm trying my best to get Bill Belichick on this program at least once a week going forward, just at least once a week going forward in the football season. Could you imagine us peppering Bill Belichick every single week throughout an entire football season? That's if he wants to get into the media world and if he would want to be on our particular program. There's a chance." He says, "No way." So, do you think Belichick is going to go the sports broadcasting route, or do you think he's just going to, call it a day and he's done?
oh, he's not done. He's
He's not
definitely
done.
not done. He wants to pass Don Shula. So he wants to stay. He wants to keep on coaching.
hmm
Whether the NFL wants him to coach or not, that's the question.
Yeah.
Will someone pick him up?
I mean,
Because
nobody wanted him
everyone,
this year.
right, everyone thought he would be coaching now. Even Bill Belichick thought
hmm
he'll land on a team, he'll have his pick of the teams, and he did not.
Right.
So, a year older,
hmm
we'll see if someone takes a shot.
Yeah.
It's gonna need to be, I think, in order for Belichick to get a job, it's gonna have to be an established Super Bowl contending team. The Dallas Cowboys, the Philadelphia Eagles, uh, might I dare say the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mm.
The reason why don't everyone lose their mind when the fact that I said the Kansas City Chiefs, two-time Super Bowl champions. But Andy Reid is no spring chicken.
Neither is
And
Belichick.
Belichick is yes, he is definitely. But there are levels to the old man game. Like Pete Carroll is a young 70.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick is a middle-aged 70. And Andy Reid is maybe a little bit older 70. You get where I'm coming from?
I think Andy Reid looks good for his age.
He's kind of hinted at retiring at some point. There was many talks about him retiring
hmm
soon. And if he came back and let's say this season and he knocked off that three-peat,
hmm
what would be better for an Andy Reid than to be like three in a row?
I'm done.
Love, peace, hair grease, I'm out. And just retiring. I mean, is there a better way to go out than a
No,
three-peat, which has never
yeah.
been done in NFL history? Do something that
hmm
no one has ever done. So that's the reason why I say that's a possibility. And I haven't forgot about the original question, so I'm going to get to the original
hmm
question. And then the Cowboys, with the fact that Mike McCarthy is a lame duck coach, this is his last year on his contract. The fact that Jerry Jones is like, we're all in on this season, meaning if you read the tea leaves, if we don't get there, we're gonna blow it up. And that means we're gonna bring in a new coach. They're
hmm
not, you're not gonna fire if you're saying we're all in, and if you fall short, well, you're not gonna fire the general manager. The general manager is Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. they own the franchise. I'm not firing myself.
Yeah.
So that means they're going to fire their coach. And Belichick and Jerry Jones has a very good relationship. So that's what that kind of opens up the door. That's I think the Cowboys is a great way for him to get back in the NFL. Now, going to the Pat McAfee thing. When you think about Bill Belichick doing the press conferences in the NFL, he's that crusty old, grumpy old dude that doesn't want to say anything. It's just get the hell off my lawn, kid. And that's it. And if you're just going by those, you would be like, oh, hell no, I don't want to see Bill Belichick. He just sit there like an old prune and, and not really say anything. But I've seen him on the Howard Stern show and other things, and he's been quite engaging.
Mm-hmm.
So Belichick has quite a unique personality, and I think he would do a really good job on the Pat McAfee show. The question is, Belichick, does he want to show that side to the NFL community?
Right.
Because, that's the thing I'm curious about. Because Nick Saban would go on the Pat McAfee show every week, and he was quite engaging.
Mm-hmm.
And I love kind of hearing his take on certain things. I love it. As a matter of fact, I would love to see Belichick and Saban, who used to work together at the Cleveland Browns together, do a weekly segment together on the
Mm-hmm.
Pat McAfee show where they give their takes and opinions on things. But as a whole, I think he would do a good job. I think he would. I think it would be must see TV because of the fact that you don't ever get to see Belichick really answer questions
Mm-hmm.
without it being like, hey, we don't want to give anything. We're on to Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
That boring monotone, for Belichick to kind of let his hair down and kind of show another side to him. I think it would be good for him. And also, sometimes when you look at him, you think of him as like the game has passed him by. Can he relate to the modern day NFL player, the younger player? Well, by having him on a weekly show once a week, he can kind of show another side to him without it being an every week thing, a daily thing. It's a once a week thing where he can be on there. That wouldn't be bad. Or the better job for him is to be on like an NFL countdown once a week or a Monday night football show
Mm-hmm.
where once a week he's breaking down the game. He's kind of giving his thoughts on how the adjustments are done, where it's more Coach Belichick talking about X's and O's. I think that's the more comfortable spot for him instead of it being as much as I would love him to show more of his personality on the Pat McAfee show. Pat McAfee is it's gonna be wild, crazy, and fun, and he's gonna
Mm-hmm.
ask unique things. But like a Monday night football or a Thursday night football type game where he's literally talking about the teams and breaking down the teams is kind of more Coach Belichick. And I think that's where he could actually maybe show more of his personality.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what I was thinking with that.
Well, do you think after this year he might receive a coaching job? And do you think him being on having a television job is going to help him get a coaching job? What do you think about that?
That's a great question. And I say yes. There, most coaches, I'm going to use, shoot, I can't think of his name right now. Former Jets coach just interviewed for the Dallas Cowboys position. Rex Ryan. Rex Ryan has been out of football for years.
Mm-hmm.
And most coaches that are out of football for an extended period of time never get a shot at being a coach again. The exception to that are the people that are in television.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking about the game, they're engaged, they're breaking down film and things, and so they're still top of mind. And so top of mind that even though Rex Ryan has been out of football for a number of years, he was able to interview for the Dallas Cowboys defensive coordinator position. And in many uh, articles, they talk about how the Cowboys wanted to hire Rex Ryan, but in the end, they could not agree on a contract length. Not, hey, he's out of touch. No, it was just contract length. If they could have figured out a contract, he's coaching for the Dallas Cowboys. Well, same with Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick, there's some concern that he's out of touch with the younger player. There's some concerns where he chased Tom Brady away. There's some concerns that he's an older guy. The players won't relate to him. What's a better way to kind of to combat that than for him to be on a daily, on a not a daily, but a weekly show once a week where he can tell his side. No, I wasn't trying to chase Tom Brady out. I was just planning for the future. This is what my vision was, or this is how he's breaking down the game, how he's interacting with today's media and the younger player. He's able to show a lot more of who Belichick is than sit there, grumpy face. We're on to Cleveland. you know, that's all he says. And he doesn't really say much. Showing more of the personality, I think, would be a good thing, and I think it will really work out for him. So, Pat McAfee. The thing about it being Pat McAfee is he's the hottest thing going.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the thing is, Pat McAfee has that ESPN segment where it's all corporate buttoned up, and then he has the YouTube one where he's dropping F-bombs and everything else. And maybe that would appeal to Belichick, where you have Belichick unplugged. He can say it just the way he wants to.
That'd be funny to see.
This yes, there an unfiltered, unplugged Bill Belichick. He can show up. He'll have the hoodie on. It'll be all cut up. He'll have a mustard stain on his shirt. He's saying F this and F that. Maybe an unplugged Bill Belichick.
That's just good TV.
I would check that out. But here's one that I would love to do. Never is going to happen. Tom Brady is about to start being on TV and things as well.
Mm-hmm.
Why not a Brady Belichick show for a season?
Ooh.
I don't think that's ever gonna happen. But talk about must-see TV. You got the Manning cast. You got the Manning cast where it's Peyton and Eli breaking down the games for Monday Night Football. How about a Tom Brady and Bill Belichick breaking down the Thursday Night Football? I would watch that. I'm dead serious. That one would be must-see TV because then
I feel like there would be a lot of beef.
there's a lot of love there. It's kind of, I think there's more of I was unhappy about why, but Tom Brady came out and said, I'm shocked that the greatest coach of all time couldn't get a coaching job. That's crazy. That shows that there's love there as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nobody likes when mom cusses you out or yells at you, but there's love there as well.
Yeah.
And I think of that as kind of the way it is with those two. So I know that's not something that's on the table, but I would tune in to see Belichick and Brady breaking down a game like they do on the Manning cast, but put it on Thursday Night Football. I'm there.
I would be interested to see Belichick, unplugged. with his mustard
Yeah.
stain hoodie with holes all in it.
Yes, that's kind of the way I picture him. He's, he has that
Crusty
grumpy look on
Belichick.
him. Yeah, I want crusty, pissed off Belichick with a big old mustard stain on his shirt with a cut off hoodie, just sitting there, yeah, grumpy, just talking about the game. That's the kind of
That would be
Belichick
an
I want to
interesting.
see.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Alrighty, guys. Well, with that, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to dive into our oddities of the day.